What's to it, family? I'm back at you like I'm mad at you, but for sure I'm glad you're here. Real quick video. You know, your creator already know what you're going through. Your creator already know what you're dealing with. Um, your creator knows that you being challenged in different ways, and in order to bring us out and get you out of on top, you know what I mean, it's just for us to just kind of like take the bull by the horns in a sense, like try to just focus on what you're getting out of every situation. Like, look at every situation as something for you to get out of it. Because sometimes when you feel challenged and you're just in life, you're going through life, and some days it's easier than others, you might feel like, what's this for this time? What's this one for? What this about this time? So it's like, the things that you're challenged by, the people that you deal with, you might feel like they got something to gain out of every little thing, but at the same time, you got something to gain. All things work together for your good. All things work together for your good, and you just have to just really look at it that way and know it to be that way. You know what I'm saying? And so, but there is a ledge. Knowledge is like knowing the ledge. So, of course, don't just have no, you have to try to be self-controlled as much as you can, as best you can, so that you're not leading yourself to temptation or to a ditch, or being led to a ditch or temptation by not knowing, the ledge, and that being, don't allow your feelings or your emotions or none of these external challenges to lead you in one direction or another. I had some challenges some days, and I just be thankful to kind of catch myself right after. I tackle it right then and there. And sometimes you could be tackling some of these mental challenges, some things you might go through, and it might just feel like right then and there, like you wrestling with the thought of trying to just be cool, to be calm, and just to address to handle things appropriately. It can be a battle just in itself, you know what I mean? But I do encourage you to just find your determination to be determined regardless. To be determined to move forward, to be determined to get the best out of every day regardless. Because the minute you can grasp that, just the way the world is and the way life is in itself, that it's really not. It can come off as no, it can come off as lacking consideration. Like, it don't really, the world don't really care about. And when I say the world, I mean just like, the different, like, like a law of gravity, so to speak. If you jump off a cliff, you know what I'm saying, the impact gonna be what the impact gonna be. See what I'm saying? It don't really care about whether you're a good person or you think you're a good person, or this kind of person, a bad person. It don't have no judgment for all of that. And so you have to look at life in a sense, like, and I mean the world around you, not life, but the world around you. You have to look at it in a sense like, look, I have to do my best, be my great best self, regardless of, what's going on around me, what's going on in the world around me, what challenges. Like, the more you discover things to be just like, however you feel about things, and however you look at things, and however you feel challenged about things, like, you just have to be determined to say, hey, you know what I mean? I kind of like, it makes me want to just be a greater person every time. Like, the more, you know what I'm saying, some challenges that I face make, like, the more I feel like these challenges or things in life can be determined to be challenging, it makes me feel like, you know what, instead of giving these challenges what they want, I'm gonna be determined to be the best man I can be. You know what I'm saying? In the sense that, what God created, what God loved. You know what I'm saying? Or if you, whatever you, doing out there, be determined to do, even if, what getting to your goals, your zenith, reaching your zenith and all that, like, even if that's still a process, um, being you is not a process. Being your best you is a process, but I mean, like, it's nothing that you waiting on externally for that. You see what I'm saying? You're not waiting on nothing external for you to be the best you. You know what I'm saying? Even in on your journey. So be determined to be the best you, no matter what the challenges look like, no matter how determined the challenges is. Be like, you know what? Just because I know a smile, just imagine if like they say, God and the devil. Just imagine if the devil didn't like smiling. You know what I mean? Let that be your fuel to smile more. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it be your fuel. These things that these challenges or things in life, the obstacles or whatever, not obstacles, but the hurdles in life that we come across, that seem to always, or not always, but it's for the most part, they seem to pop up here and there. Let that be your fuel to be your best you, confronting and facing these hurdles and challenges. You know what I'm saying? Like the more you feel like you being challenged in the world, you know what I'm saying? Be more of what those challenges don't want to see. And that is determination. You know what I'm saying? That is a smile. Positivity. It's not always easy, but it's definitely can be done. We many of us been on this earth for so many years, and it certain things about our earthly or fleshly state is not just always an overnight process, right? To change. But what the Bible say, take off the old man. Let's do that. Let's be determined to do that once, one pants leg at a time, taking off the old man, because it must be something very significant, not only about you as those who call themselves or consider themselves to be chosen or whatever significant that is, however significant that is, but it also speaks on how great or how I want to say marvelous and how man, it has to be something very amazing about your creator itself. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think that when you see people and they see you, it's personal. You know what I mean? When you run into, when you're out here in the world and you run into challenges or different situations, whatever it is, I don't think it's necessarily personal towards you. I think it has something to do with your creator. It has something to do with your creator. And then you. You know what I'm saying? Because you, at some point, in some way, you reflect that creator. You reflect that that power as well. You know what I'm saying? You reflect that uniqueness. And one thing I don't, I feel like it's important to do is to remain pure as you can possible. Your creator God, the Most High God, gonna do the rest. You know what I mean? But remain as pure as possible. It's a lot of things that, if you look at every story behind every, monster in the movie, they all got a story, something that happened to them growing up, or something that happened to them in their younger days, or what have you. Don't allow your story to be like that, where you allow none of these challenges or nothing to turn you into a monster or turn you into something that you're not right now, or something that you haven't been, before you jumped off the porch and started really facing real challenges. So I think it's significant to remain as pure as possible. You know what I mean? And one of the main things is like not to allow ourselves to be tainted. I think a lot of the challenges come, and I don't think it's personal. Again, it's like gravity. Like everybody, if you go be a doctor, you go be a lawyer, you go be an artist, a musician, an actor, whatever it is, you're gonna have challenges getting to those, reaching those heights and accomplishing those goals. So it's not necessarily personal, I don't think. And I just suggest that you don't take it that way. You know what I'm saying? Just be determined, man. I want you to know that, you know, no matter what you went through today, no matter what you felt like, even if you got to pray about it, if you got to, you know, take some deep breaths and, you know, I don't know, some of y'all, if you meditate or whatever you into, you know, pray it off, you know, meditate it away, you know, whatever it is you got to do to kind of like shake it off. You know what I'm saying? That negativity, or if it was anything displeasurable, you know, don't find yourself disappointed. You know, don't be disappointed because for some reason, and I'm not saying you can't be displeased. I said don't be disappointed. You know, it's a difference, you know, because you don't want to miss your appointment being disappointed. Just, you know, if you find yourself not liking something, you know, don't, you know, that can happen. That's different. And just let it fade away, because that's just, remember, you the observer. You the observer behind these experiences. You the observer observing these experiences, these thoughts, processes, and these feelings, and all those things they pass through and pass by like different planets on the orbit, or the sun, surrounding the orbit. You don't necessarily have to, you know, it's not there to stay. It doesn't have to stay. You don't have to stay with it. You're not one with it. You and your feelings or your thoughts are necessarily one unless you choose for them to be, unless you choose for them to stay, or unless you choose to stay with it or them. So just let it pass on by. Not, you know what I'm saying? Not just, what I'm saying is, don't be determined to move forward in the moment, in the present, right? Because the present is the now. That's where life is right now, in the now, right? Be determined to be your best and do your best in the now, as far as moving forward. And don't, and I think I'm telling you, one of the main, most important things to remember is don't allow yourself to take everything personal. Because you start doing that, just think about what I'm saying. You'll be picking up kind of like vendettas everywhere you go. You'll be picking, if you're taking everything personal from this person, that person, or this situation, that situation, you know, this test, that test, you know, it'll be like, you'll be picking up vendettas everywhere. You know, you'll pile up so many vendettas. It'll be tougher and tougher to get them off your mind and your heart. You see what I'm saying? So start now, not picking up every little thing that you face, or every little thing that you experience, everything that you see, because that way your load will be lighter later. You know, God willing. So, you know what I mean? Don't pick it all up and label it all and judge it all. You know what I'm saying? Start kind of making it like, you know, even if you got to look at things like not smaller than you or nothing, like ain't no big ass and little U's necessarily, but I mean, like, even you got to look at things like we different creatures out here. You know what I'm saying? Like if a dog, if a little puppy or a cat or something like that, or a different, like, you know, pet turtle or something stepped on your foot, you ain't gonna be like really that mad about it. Even if it just kept doing it, you know what I mean? You gonna probably want it to stop, but eventually you ain't gonna be thinking about that 3 days later. Like, man, that turtle, man, that cat just would not stop. Like, you ain't gonna be thinking about it, because you look at it like a different creature. You see what I'm saying? Like, even if you gotta take on perspectives like that to just detach from the challenges that you face. You know what I'm saying? I suggest you do that. You know what I mean? In order to not be picking up every little thing that you go through and face and experience, because that'll pile up. So I want to encourage you, like, man, again, you're not alone. For sure, you're not alone. You know that it's something higher. It's a higher power that's watching over you. You know, your creator know who you are, know where you are, right? Before you was formed in your mother's womb, as it said in the Bible, right? And just want to encourage you to stay focused, man. And look, you already successful. I want to say that again. You already successful. Think about that. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? On the surface, it says somebody go in the ring, and before you finna go in the ring, and you finna, you know, you gotta, you know, a match in the ring. You gotta go, you know, take on this match in the ring, in the boxing ring or whatever kind of ring, right? And you just, you know, you've been all kind of tampered with before you got in the ring. You don't know the water you drank was spiked. I'm just saying this for example. Just say, somebody low key, you thought somebody was playing and pinched you, and low key they shot you with some chemical or something, and you didn't know. You thought they was just playing a joke earlier that day or next day, and it was a chemical to slow you down. You had your water was spiked. The opponent got, bricks and small rocks in their gloves, or, if you go in that fight and it don't matter what happens in that fight, you won. See what I'm saying? Because you can't, it's not, that's why I say you're already successful. The challenges that you face and so forth, that's the evidence that you're already successful. That's the evidence that you're already successful. You know what I mean? And it's bigger than my opinion, y'all. So don't, I know some of y'all like want to hear more in depth about, so you can feel better when you get off this video. I wish I can, stamp it in a way that you will receive it, but I'm giving you my word as best I can do at this moment. I give you my word until we get into it, until we get into the different ways to overcome the world. It'll come to you. Put it like that. It will come to you. Those of you watching this video right now, it will come to you as far as you already won. You're already winning. And it don't matter what it look like. You see what I'm saying? Again, it take a lot more courage for David to face the giant than for the giant to face David. So, be encouraged, man. Whatever you facing out there, if it feel like a giant, that's the main reason you already won, because you getting up and you facing it. You know what I mean? And you have to take every situation as an opportunity to be better each time. So you're not having to face it in the same manner each challenge or each time. And with that said, I'm gonna probably make another video to add throw on top of this. I'm about to go in the gym, but peace, positivity, optimism, and power. So check this out, right? So real quick, right? So I'm on the gym. I want to throw this in on that video real quick, right? So I be going to the gym. I be shooting in the gym. I'm talking on the basketball court before I go work out sometimes, right? I be doing that for a little, kind of like a way to get my rhythm going, my blood flow. It's a slight cardio before I go working out, but it's a stretch for the most part, right? And I also use like the shooting around, the basketball part of just shooting around and dribbling the ball as a little way to kind of like, it's a mental thing, like as far as getting in the flow of confidence, of rhythm, the whole nine, right? So I noticed, it's always a lot of balls in the gym. I noticed the particular ball I had today was a little light. When, I'm shooting it, it's a little light. So, as you do any kind of hooping, you gotta get used to the ball. You gotta get a feel of the ball. If it's heavier, you don't have to put as much on it. If it's lighter, you got to put a little more strength on it when you shoot the ball, etc. Right? So I'm shooting the ball a little bit, and I'm noticing like this ball look like I got to put a little more strength on it. Now I just so happened to read the ball, right? Because it was brown ball with blue letters on it. So something told me like, and I noticed it said evolution on the ball, right? So I'm like, I'm just shooting around. I ain't thinking none of that at first. I thought that was slick, but I'm shooting around, and when I'm shooting around, I noticed like the ball's a little light. I got to put a little more strength on it. I got to put a little more strength on the shot. Then before you know it, I started doing that. My shot started falling. I get in the rhythm. Now I'm in the rhythm. So that's the kind of rhythm I like to go into the other part of the gym and start my workout with. So first thing came to my mind was the ball just happened to say evolution on it. It was a brown ball with blue letters. It happened to say evolution on the ball. So once I started putting the shots in, after putting more strength on the shot, it came to me like so profoundly, like we had to have a lot more, we had to put a little more strength in the kind of change and evolution and the heights that we reaching for. You know what I'm saying? So with the challenges that we face, and it just on the challenges that we face sometimes on a sporadic or regular basis, I thought about it, how significant was that ball said evolution, and it just so happened that when I started putting more strength on it, as I realized I'm gonna have to put more strength on it on the shot with this ball. I started. It came to me like we're gonna have to have some fight in us. You know what I mean? Some inner strength, some inner mental strength and fight in us. You see what I'm saying? To really evolve in the way that we intend to, in the way that our Creator intended us to. You know what I'm saying? And it really just came to me after because anybody anything about hooping, we tell you get on the court, you would depend on what ball you got to get a feel of the ball. So with this particular ball, I realized I had to put more strength on the shot, and the ball just happened to say evolution on it. It was a unique color ball, brown with blue letters. Now just like I wanted to share that with y'all, like just putting that out there, like you know what I'm saying, like it's gonna take a lot more strength. We just can't think, I'm not saying it ain't gonna come easy. For some of y'all, it probably did, For some of y'all, it might do. I'm not even gonna take that away from you. I hope it do, you know what I'm saying? It'd be nice if it'd be, a great thing for it to be easy for all of y'all. But for the most part, I got the message of putting more strength in it. And then once I started doing that and saw how my shots just got to falling, I got to, you know what I'm saying? I'm just shooting around. I ain't playing with nobody. I'm just doing my little 1-2 before I go into the other side of the gym, dribbling the ball. And I'm like, man, that was a message right then and there. Like, we're going to have more strength. We're going to have to put more strength in the shot. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes to evolve, and it's going to take, for what you asking for, especially many of us and many of you who, you're looking forward to your abundance. You're looking forward to those, that big blessing, that financial increase, that material gain and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I think about it, you know what I mean? How could we not expect to have to put up some sense of a fight? You see what I'm saying? And I'm talking about a mental, spiritual fight. You know what I mean? An endurance kind of thing. You know what I mean? So some of these things we face on a daily basis, just look at, remind yourself, like, you know what? Evolution. You know what I'm saying? Put more strength on the fight. You know what I'm saying? You sometimes you want to just have a normal day. You know what I'm saying? And people like, but you know what? Just remind yourself, like, you know what? It's going to take some time. It's going to take me to, and that's just like, if you think about it, it's just like any fight in the real life, like even a physical fight. You know what I'm saying? You really, really, really show, you know what I'm saying, that you ain't nothing to really play with. It don't matter win or lose. Ain't nobody really going to want to keep fighting you. You see what I'm saying? And that's like, you go run up on you might not be scared of a little creature crawling creature or something that's smaller than you, way smaller than that. You might not be scared of that, right? You might not be, you would kill it, right? But if it's feisty enough, you ain't gonna want to be dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want it scratching you or biting you, and then because it's gonna howl, you know what I mean? It's gonna put up that fight. So the more, you know what I mean, as again, what I mean by putting a little more strength on the shot, the more, we put up that fight back. You see what I'm saying? As in doing the things that we called to do. You know what I'm saying? The better people, the greater side, the greater self. You know what I mean? Putting that out there more. You know what I'm saying? Smiley faces leave no traces to. You know what I'm saying? When you do things like that, you'll get, you know what I'm saying, a better return eventually. You know what I'm saying? Especially if somebody getting nothing about you. And be mindful, yeah, after the more season you get, the more they gonna update they little, you know, your challenges, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just like they say, what they say, more money. Some people say more money, more problems. Different in the church they say, or in the temples they say, new level, new devils. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to kind of like, you know, you're gonna have to step it up with where you trying to step up to. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just leave that there, man. I want to throw that in there. It was kind of like significant. Well, once I started putting a little more strength on the shot, they started falling, and the ball just happened to say evolution. So it's a thought process, like for you know for us to evolve. Sometimes you're gonna have to deal with some things. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to put a little more fight, you know, in it too. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to put up a little more fight as far as, you know, just being our better selves, our greater selves, and and we'll succeed. You're already successful. Once again, you know what I'm saying? If I don't speak, preach, teach, nothing else, that's it right there. That's my main. You're already successful. You're already successful. So I still got that part 2 coming. You know what I'm saying? But just know that's gonna be a part of my whole YouTube journey. Our whole, when I get to telling the stories now, you already successful. So I know some of y'all, like, if you are watching, you catch the videos, if you catch it, you say, man, you still ain't it. That's because it's gonna be a part of the whole journey, man. You're already successful. Remember that. And it's gonna take a little more strength sometime to put in that put a little more strength in that shot. You know what I'm saying? For us to evolve what we trying to in a way that we are called to evolve. So next to the next video, peace, positivity, optimism, and power. Or